I'm hungry for it, man. You know I gotta get it. I hit the ground running. You know I gotta get it. I see that money coming. You know I gotta get it. I gotta get it, gotta get it. Yeah, I gotta get it. Whatever's necessary. You know I gotta get it. Bullshit is secondary. You know I gotta get it. They say we legendary. You know I gotta get it. I gotta get it, gotta get it. Yeah, I gotta get it.
What up? It's your homeboy Maal The Pimp, a.k.a. MTP, and welcome to another special edition of the Pimpoholic Tv Podcast. And as always, y'all, you know, I got a very special guest here. I always get the exclusive. This dude right here, man, all the way in town from Charlotte, North Carolina. You feel what I'm saying? This is my guy right here. This is the, let me get it right. This is the legendary guy, the Carolina King, Mr. Publicity,
most powerful man in Carolina music.
The most powerful man in Carolina music. The founder, the owner of the Down South Slang and Mixtape series. The man, the myth, the legend. My guy, Djs Charge. Welcome to Pimpoholic TV,
yes,
bro.
Sir, yes,
Welcome
sir,
to Chattanooga for the second time,
I know,
man. How
right,
you doing,
man?
bro?
Feel good to be in here, man. Feel good to be here.
What you doing out here, man?
So, I'm here for the Chattanooga Hip Hop Summit Music
Right.
and Business Speaker Series.
All right.
I guess I must have impressed everybody when I was here, whenever I was here for the Chattanooga Hip Hop Summit. So they brought me back. Yep,
Right,
back
right.
in October last year.
Right.
So they brought me back, and I was the focus of the event this time. And you know, I just came through to drop some knowledge and give a little bit of inspiration.
Right.
Definitely point people in the right direction whenever it comes to the business side of music. You know, there's a lot of money in music, but the money is spread out. And they do that by design.
Of course.
Because,
yeah.
you know, if we got to look 100 different places and, you know, we don't even really know where to look, then they get to keep that money.
Right,
you know?
right,
So
right.
that's where we are right now in music. Digital, in my opinion, has confused so many people. There's so many places to hide money. There's so many places where people can manipulate the numbers, you know, just with a keystroke. You know, you thought you had 1 million streams, but you really don't. You know, you thought you had 5 million streams, but oh, whoops, wait, hold on. You know, you only got 500. Or, yeah, you really do got 5 million streams. You really do got 1 million streams, 3 million streams, whatever. But, oh, whoops, you forgot to register with this company, so you don't get paid for it.
Right.
So that's where we are right now in the music business. And to me, it's sickening that the creators aren't even getting their fair share, or they just do. It's different if you sign a bad contract. Nowadays, they're not even signing bad contracts. The money is just hidden, and they're making it hard to claim.
Man, you dropped a lot of jewels on everybody tonight at the event, bro. And I wish a lot more people was there to hear that, man.
Definitely. You know, people will pay for entertainment before they pay for knowledge, unfortunately.
And that's stupid to me. That's real stupid. That makes no sense to me. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you're right about that. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's start with you from the beginning, leading up to where we at now.
Got you.
So, what made you want to become a mixtape DJ, and what steps did you take to get to that level?
So I had already been an artist at one point in time. I was already
Chuck
rapping.
T was a rapper?
Chuck T was a rapper. My name was Priest because I used to bless the mic. Yeah, my name was Priest because I used to bless the mic. So as an artist, you see how hard it is to break. You see how hard it is to get DJs to play your music. You see how hard it is to get venues to book you. You see how hard it is to get the masses to even fuck with you. And it was it was a whole lot easier back then because not everybody was rapping. And you used to have real money to be a rapper back then. You know, wasn't no, $500 setup in your crib. You know, back then, you had to put some real money into studio equipment. You had to put real time and energy into learning how to use the studio equipment, and use it right. So nowadays, when you tell people, oh, I'm a rapper, they roll their eyes. Back then, you used to tell people I'm a rapper, and they're, oh, for real? Shit, let me hear some. You got a CD on you? I'll buy that motherfucker right now.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So back then, even though it was a whole lot easier than now, it was still a task to get a buzz. So when I made the transition in the DJing, I knew that was a void that I wanted to try to fill. I knew that was a void that I wanted to try to eliminate. So naturally, whenever I was on the radio, I figured out very quickly that, the personalities and the jocks and even the mixers have very limited control over the playlist.
I'm glad you said that.
That's the PD.
A lot of people
Yeah, they don't know that.
Yeah.
That's the PD, that's the MD, that's the general manager. Program director, music director, and the general manager.
Right.
So if you're tuning in, it doesn't matter what city or state you in. Those are the three people you need to be talking to about getting your music played. Right. Talking to the DJs and the personalities and the hosts, you're almost wasting your time. All right? So when I was on radio, I realized that, I still don't have the power to help independent artists. I still don't have the power to break records. But I realized that in New York and in New Jersey and in Philadelphia and up north, they had a mixtape circuit. That's how the artists got broken up north. DJ Clue, DJ K Slay, DJ Envy, DJ Brucey B, Cutmaster C, Kid Capri. The list goes on and on. New York had a very, very heavy mixtape scene. And those mixtapes or mix CDs, whatever you want to call them, whatever they evolved into, that's how the new artists got broken. This is before radio, before they go start getting paid shows, all this other stuff. They used to go to the mixtape DJs. The mixtape DJs used to put out the freestyles, put out the unreleased music, put out the singles. If a record label was sitting on an artist and they didn't want to put the artist out, the artist would go to the mixtape DJs and they would generate a buzz. So I said, you know what? Maybe I need to try that down here.
Okay.
So I made the transition from, not even I made a transition. I took my focus off of doing the clubs, doing the parties, being on the radio, and I put it on the mixtapes. And I took that same formula that the big DJs in New York had, and I applied it to my mixtapes. And man, it took off like a rocket. Took off like a motherfucking rocket. I hate to call myself an overnight success, but my CDs literally sold out overnight.
So you're an overnight success then?
Yeah, if that's how you want to call it. I don't feel like I'm an overnight success, but I would definitely say nothing that I have done in my life. Let me just think before I say it. Yeah, nothing that I've done in my life has worked so effortlessly than the mixtapes. And I just feel like I fill the void. Anytime you listen to these big business gurus talk about how they make their money, they're like, if you want to start a business and make money, you have to find a problem and solve it. And that was a huge problem in the Carolinas, and really in the Southeast. Up north, they had their mixtape DJs and their mixtape circuit established. But it's mainly in South Carolina, there was nobody doing it. So I was able to do it. The mixtapes flew off the shelf, and because Charleston, where I'm from, is a military town, and the Carolinas has the highest concentration of HBCUs, and in the Carolinas, the Carolinas has the highest concentration of HBCUs. We have the highest concentration of we have the biggest military bases in the world, really, definitely in the nation, but in the world, right there in the Carolinas. My mixtape spread all over. I would hit the college campuses, and all those students would go home to wherever they was from on breaks, and they would take my CDs and they would spread my name. Same thing with the military bases. At one point in time, I had distributors in Korea and in Japan who was I think one of them Japanese distributors you may have been dealing with too back in the day.
They was buying, I know.
One of them Japanese distributors. Yeah. But they was buying like 1,000 CDs a month from me.
Damn.
They was buying 1,000 CDs a month at $3 a piece.
It was buying like 100 from me at $8 a piece, but shit.
But you gotta think, I'm just
took 1,000.
Exactly, yeah. I was going in. Yeah, I think they was called 777. What's it called? 777?
I had three. I had One in Japan, one in China, one in Korea. The one in Japan was spending the most money though.
Yeah, they were spending the most money.
Yeah.
They was doing heavy units. They was buying 1,000 a month easy.
Let me ask you this, Chuck. How did working in radio? So you went to the mixtape, but how did the shit you learned in radio and the knowledge from radio? How did it help your career moving forward once you got into the mixtape game and all that?
Because I was able to fill a void. I was able to see how radio actually worked, and I was able to tailor the mixtapes to fill the void that the radio left open. So I knew that there was a lot of red tape in order to get your music played. I knew that they gave you the runaround, and then I knew that you had to spend a big bag to get on radio.
Yes.
I knew you had to spend a big bag to get on. If you really wanted to do it right, we not talking about paying a DJ 100 here, 100 there for a spin. We talking about you want to
real
get light rotation, mix show rotation. You had to have a bag. So with my mixtapes, I was able to fill that void, and then I knew with radio, it was just a lot of headaches. And I made it easy for people to reach out and touch me. I was affordable. I was still on the radio, so it allowed me to be able to still make suggestions to the program director, music director, and the general manager about what was buzzing on the streets. And eventually, they started depending on me to tell them who was buzzing in the streets.
I got to give a shout out to my sponsor, the Chattanooga Cigar Club. Again, the Chattanooga Cigar Club. Let me tell you all about the Chattanooga Cigar Club. The Chattanooga Cigar Club is Chattanooga's premier cigar and hookah lounge. Open Thursday through Sunday with ladies free on Friday and live music up until 10 o'clock. Keep in mind, you can also rent the building for your own events from Sunday through Wednesday. Shout out to my guys, D. Scott and Kurt at the Chattanooga Cigar Club. For more information, log on to ChattanoogaCigarClub.com. Again, salute to my sponsor, the Chattanooga Cigar Club. Much love. Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you this. Talk about when it comes to radio, especially mainly for the artists that's tuned in. Talk about the politics of radio, shit that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about.
So radio is all about advertising. Radio is a business. A lot of people don't really understand radio is a business. They feel like for some reason radio is just there to play music. You know what I'm saying? Radio plays music to make money. All right? If they don't get the money from the big record labels, then they get the money from advertisers. And not the small advertisers. They get the money from the Ford, your local Ford dealerships, Rent-A-Center, sports teams, things of that nature. Those big accounts is who pay the bills. And the major record labels who pay a lot of money to get their records spun, those are the people who they cater to because they spend the money. Everybody else, you're just there. You just some extra money in the pot. And the local artists don't have an audience yet that will buy ads, that will listen to them and buy ads. So if you don't have an audience, if you don't have a fan base, it makes no sense for the radio to play you, because in that spot, there's only 24 hours in a day, you know what I'm saying? In that 3.5 minute spot that they're using to play you, you don't have a fan base, so somebody's turning the channel and going to listen to another radio station. Or they can put in Future, or they can put in Dirk, or they can put in Drake that people love to hear, and it's going to keep people listening to the station so that whenever they run ads, people hear the ads and then they buy the products. Yeah. So that's what you're up against as an independent artist or an emerging artist whenever you go to radio. That's why if you listen to people in radio, they tell you radio is the last step. People try to go to radio first.
Right, the biggest mistake.
That's the biggest mistake. Every time I'm on a panel at any type of music event, the radio people always say radio is the last step.
Yep.
But these niggas will still try to go to the radio after they tell you it's the last step. And it's the last step because you don't have a fan base. They're not going to play you because they need to sell ads. Right? They can't sell ads if people are turning the channel. People would turn the channel when they hear a local artist that they don't know.
I'm glad you said that because a lot of artists, man, they run to the radio station And pretty much if they get a spin or two, not even regular rotation, they think they've made it. You follow what I'm saying? They think they've made it. You follow what I'm saying? So like, man, I'm glad you said radio is the last spot you need to stop at. Start in the streets. Start in the streets. Then go to the clubs and go to the mixtapes. And then hopefully you create a buzz to where the radio might call you, hey, why we don't have this record?
Exactly.
You follow what
That's
I'm saying?
typically what happens. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When these records go viral, it's typically the radio who's like, damn, we need to get with this person. Right. I just did an event with the radio station down in Charlotte. They did a celebrity basketball game. All the people that performed were the viral people. It were all the TikTok records. It was Moonwalker, who got the song Lizzo. I heard that. You know? You got Spiffy the Goat. He got that song, he ain't need no beat, you better hype your bestie up. That one, you ain't heard that? No, I heard you that. Better throw it. That's what it's called. Throw it. Throw it. Throw it. Play it. All the kids know it. All the little girls know it. Oh, everybody knows. TikTok record. Guarantee, yeah. TikTok. They love that record. Okay. And then they had the painting pictures dude as well.
Never heard of him either.
Yeah, J.K. Mack.
Never heard of him either.
Yeah, they had all of those TikTok artists. All of them. But the radio station had to go get those artists. Right. You know, because that's who people wanted to hear. That's what they were catering to. But like I said, the radio is always the last step. Whether you blew up in the streets or whether you blew up on the internet, the radio is always the last step.
So I'm going to switch gears for a minute. You worked in a record store also. Back in the day.
Got a lot of knowledge working in the record store.
And that's what I'm going to ask you. Talk about, saying, okay, you've been on radio. You know the mixtape game. What did you learn from the record store that added to what you was doing to help you kind of catapult and move forward?
I learned.
Now that's retail right there.
Gotcha. I learned the numbers game. I learned how to listen to the people. I learned how to watch trends. I learned how to market, promote, because I saw what the labels were doing. I saw how the labels took an artist from being down here and brought them up here. And a lot of that had to do with going to the different markets, going to the record stores, doing in-store signings.
In-stores, yes.
You know, I saw how they set up the advertising. I saw how they had the light boxes on the wall. I saw how they would send all type of crazy promotional stuff like bobbleheads and posters and promo CDs with extra tracks. And, you know, man, I think it was Pastor Troy. He sent us a box of church fans.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, good marketing.
Good marketing. Yeah. So I saw all of that. And then I learned how to listen to the people. So many people nowadays, and even back then, they don't listen to the people. So working in a record store, I'm listening to the people and I'm hearing what they want. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the artists that they coming in asking for before the mainstream has even picked up on it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was literally in the trenches with the people. You know what I'm saying? I was in the trenches with the people. And that helped me with the mixtapes as well, because there would be people who came in and be like, man, I'm looking for such and such artists. I'm looking for such and such artists. And, you know, we'd be like, man, nah, we don't got that. I've never heard them. And I go home and I go on Napster or BearShare. I'm taking it way back. Right. I hop on Napster or BearShare. I type the artist in, find the song. Boom, now I got it on a mixtape. Now as people are coming in, you know, yeah, you got such and such song. Yeah, he ain't got nothing out. But I got it on a mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
Mixtape sales.
Exactly, and that would help the mixtape sales as well. And then I just learned the overall logistics and the analytics, watching what sells, what doesn't sell, how that affects what a store orders and how much of a store orders. Right. I learned about returns. Yeah, a lot of artists have no idea that you know, you pay for back in the day. Nowadays we stream, so a lot of people ain't getting CDs. So the record label would order 1 million records. They would ship 800,000, but then in 30, 45 days, we could return those records and not have to pay for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And it would get charged against the artist.
Right.
They would get charged against the artist.
That budget, yep.
Exactly. So when these artists are sitting here complaining, I'm like, yeah, bro, you know, you didn't sell. You know what I'm saying? You didn't sell. And then you didn't get charged for what you sold. you got charged for what they actually pressed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got charged for what they pressed
Press up
up.
$1 million, you sold 100,000. You feel me? So
that's 900 CDs left
you still
over
owe them,
that you still owe them for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't finna recoup.
Yeah, you're not finna recoup. Yeah, you're not finna recoup.
Yeah.
Now, but a lot of that had to do with anticipation. So I used to get calls from people from the record labels to ask me about the anticipation on an artist so they would know
What the ship. Right.
How many to get pressed up, how many to ship.
Right.
So I the stuff that people go online nowadays, and if you go to your DistroKid and all that other stuff, you can look up your stats and all that other stuff. Our stats used to be on a sheet of paper. They used to be on a spreadsheet.
Yep. It's called then
Excel spreadsheet.
Yep.
And a lot of those stats would be from them sitting on the phone with me for an hour. Yeah, so, what did y'all sell this week? Who are the other best sellers this week? How did it do up against this artist? What songs on the album are people saying that they love? What do you feel like should be our next single? Those were all of the things that I would sit on the phone for hours and talk to record reps from all the different labels about.
That's slick right there, bro. That's slick right there. Now, talking about the mixtape, Down South Slang and mixtape series. Let's go back to the beginning. What was your very first mixtape release?
It was called Ghetto Gangsters.
Talk about that.
It was called Ghetto Gangsters.
This before Down South Slang?
This is before Down South Slang. Right. It's called Ghetto Gangsters Volume 1. Had Scarface hanging over the balcony with the gun. Right. When he was like, no, this is after he says, say hello to my little friend. He says, say hello to my little friend and shoot the door down. But this is when he's over the balcony about to get killed and he's just wetting up everybody. But it was dope as hell. I had a dope cover on it. Like I said, it flew off the shelf. And it was a mixture of East Coast music, West Coast music, and down South music. And I think I probably got to like Ghetto Gangsters Volume 8 or 9. And then I started learning about branding, right? And I started listening to the people who came into the record store. They was like, I want somewhere all South. I don't want to hear no Fat Joe on my shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I had people from up north who would say the same thing. God damn, oh man, fuck Ludacris, bro. I don't want to hear no goddamn Ludacris, bro. I want to hear some Trick Daddy, bro. Like, you got no MOP? So now I'm taking it all in. Okay, well, let me separate the series. So I retired Ghetto Gangsters and I had Down South Slanging and East Coast Banging. A lot of people don't know I had the East Coast.
Okay, I never knew that.
Yeah, never knew that. I had Down South Slanging, I had East Coast Banging. Down South Slanging was named after the old Master P and Fiend record. You remember that one? Master P, Fiend, and UGK. Yeah, we down South Slanging, rolling with them hustlers, trying to get rid of all you haters and you busters. Yeah. That was my favorite song. I used to listen to it on repeat every day. Still listen to it on repeat sometimes. Just let it roll, you know what I'm saying? But that was my favorite song, so I took that, came up with Down South Slanging, had to have an East Coast one, did East Coast Banging. Down South Slanging was selling 20 times as much as the East Coast. So I just eventually phased that out. It wasn't worth the headache. It wasn't worth the time. If I press up 10,000 Down South Slangers, and those all go and people are asking for more, and I pressed up 1,000 East Coast Bangers, but I only sold 300. I'm sitting on 700 CDs that I could have used for Down South Slanging. So now I'm over here looking at my profits, being eaten up by a mixtape series that just wasn't working.
Yes.
So I phased out East Coast Banging and I started doing R&B because people wanted to hear the R&B.
I still got some of the R&B CDs.
So I came out with explicit R&B.
I still got some of those. I love the album covers too.
R&B.
I love the album covers too. Okay, when it comes to Down South Slanging mixtape series, so once you got that up and running, who was the first national artist to host the mixtape?
That's a good question.
First nationwide artist to put that stamp on it for you. Want me to answer that question for you?
I know you want to say BG.
Nope.
But I think it may have been Trey the Truth.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Exactly.
I was about to say, I want to say it was Trey the Truth. You know what I'm saying? I want to say it was Trey the Truth. You know, I have to really think. We talking about 20 years, so I got a lot of brain fog. Trey the Truth definitely put me in a different frame of things, because at that point in time, the Texas scene was going crazy.
Yeah, it was.
The Texas scene was going crazy. Even I remember like the Diplomats, Jim Jones and them, they all moved to Texas. Like everything was all about Texas at that point. And then Trey the Truth actually reached out to me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he reached out to me.
Okay.
Yeah, Trey the Truth reached out to me. I ain't talked to bro in a minute. We got to talk. The last time we had a conversation was when I leaked Lil Wayne out. He called.
You and what's your girl name? Sylvia Rome had a little the Lil Wayne. We talked about that. You leaked the album out?
Yeah, I leaked the Carter 3. Yeah,
Birdman called you about that or something.
It was a Birdman, somebody from the label, and then naturally Universal. I had about 2 or 3 reps from Universal hit me.
I remember that. Bro.
They all
crazy. Nigga leaked Lil Wayne album out.
Yeah, I leaked down. He was talking cash shit about DJs. I said, bro, this nigga literally had mixtapes resurrect his career, and we the main ones he attacking? Like, what the hell, bro? You wouldn't have had no career if it wasn't for mixtapes and mixtape DJs.
So we off subject. How you get Lil Wayne album?
I can't tell.
I can say something. I was in it because I'm part of like a lot of DJ pools because I DJed for a while.
Yeah.
It hit the DJ pools before, probably about 3-4 months before it even released. Like they was dropping that song at a time.
Exact song at a time.
Anytime your whole album get leaked out, your label got something against you, bro.
So it was people in his camp, because Lil Wayne tracks were so profitable. They were so lucrative at the time that people at studios, people who was his assistants, and people who were just part of the entourage, if you got your hand on an unreleased Lil Wayne track, you could call me or a lot of other DJs.
You would pay for that.
And we would pay for it. Because we could build a whole tape around it. Don't let me get 5 unreleased Lil Wayne tracks. I give you $1,000 a piece for them. That's $5,000. All right? You got to think, I'm going to sell at least 15,000 of those mixtapes at $2 to $3 a piece. So you do the math. The $5,000 it's a drop in the bucket.
So Chuck, you leaked Lil Wayne's Carter 3.
So I had it. I was sitting on it. A few people had it. We all had it. A lot of people had it. But when he made his disparaging remarks against DJs, fuck mixtape DJs, fuck them all, this, that, and the other, I said, I got something for his ass. I got something for that motherfucker. I got something for his ass. And I sent out an email blast, and I was like, yeah, Lil Wayne said fuck DJs. You know, when they asked him to retract the statement, he doubled down on it. So here, free Carter 3 for everybody. And the thing about it was, the thing that made it as big as what it was he had already had previous versions of the Carter that he was trying to put out, but the tracks kept leaking. It would be like 3 tracks here, 4 tracks here, 2 tracks here. Some of them weren't even, supposed to be on the Carter. But with my leak, that was the actual album. Like, that wasn't some unreleased tracks that weren't mixed down. Like, that was the final turned in album. Like, here, Universal, let's do this.
Who you say gave it to you again?
I don't even remember, bro. I don't even remember.
Damn.
I don't even remember, man.
I remember when he did this shit, bro.
I don't even remember. I cannot recall.
This dude crazy.
Yeah, I cannot recall. But yeah, man, they told me I would never work again. They told me I may as well get a job bagging groceries. You know, they were very, very.
You fucked up the bag, Chuck.
No, I didn't fuck up the bag.
It still went triple.
That was the best promotion that they ever received. And I had a good friend of mine who was working at Cash Money at the time, and probably about 2, maybe 3 months later, he said one of the reasons why nobody really did anything to you because you leaked it and then poked your chest out. Like, yeah, it was me. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody else would have threw the stone and hid their hand. He said, but you put it out, your name was on the email, you did interview after interview about this shit. Like, niggas really was contemplating having you touched up, bro.
I believe that.
I know, I definitely
really
believe that. No, I believe it.
I believe it.
I believe it. I definitely believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they probably did a little background check and they're like, all right, now we seeing some niggas to South Carolina, like, I don't know if all of them coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way they left. So, we got to sort of think about this. We may have to catch them out somewhere or, but we can't send niggas at them and think that it's just going to go down how we want it to go down. So, and I also feel like once I started moving around, I was moving around with BG. I was moving around with y'all. Yeah. So I definitely feel like, because remember, I was on the corner of Valence and Magnolia, home of the soldiers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Chuck in New Orleans. Flew Chuck in New Orleans.
Yeah, flew. So naturally, I'm sure they saw all that. Like, he rocking with BG. Like, okay, all right. So we really gonna have to think about it now. Like, I don't know if we can really touch him up. Did
Birdman approach you in the club one time?
No. That wasn't me. No,
okay. I thought you told me. Okay.
No. He approached me in the club with Young Thug, but he didn't know who I was. This was years later.
Okay.
And that's how I got the picture with Birdman and Young Thug.
Okay.
He dapped me up, had Young Thug, you know what I'm saying, do me drops and everything. And it was Birdman idea. He said, hey, let's all get a picture. And then once we took the picture, a few of my homies was like, bro must not know who you are.
He did.
Like, he had no idea who you were. I was like, it's water under the bridge anyway. He not even fucking with Weezy. I said, so at this point, he don't give a fuck either, even if he did know who I was. But
that boy Chuck crazy.
Yeah, but but the thing was, man, them niggas told me, like, yeah, it's about to be a wrap for you. But somebody close to the situation was like, they eventually was like, he was the best thing that happened to us, because we were struggling to promote the album because there was so many leaks, there was so many pushbacks, nobody believed that the album was dropping. We really had nothing to promote the album. Everything that we geared up to do was always interrupted with leaks. Everything that we geared up to do was always interrupted with some type of bullshit and people getting confused about when it's coming out, what's coming. There's so many pushbacks. So he actually stamped the album. This is the album. And when people listen to it, they say, ooh, this shit hard. I'm going to go buy it. Yeah, I downloaded it off the internet, but this shit, I gotta go buy this. Okay. And he went platinum the first week.
Yep.
A lot of people say like, oh, the record label bought a lot of those, but it's still streams and sales to this day. Right. But that was the best promotion because I did easily 30 interviews about that. I did more interviews about leaking his album than he did promoting his album. People didn't want to talk to Wayne. They wanted to talk to me. Seriously. Niggas ain't give a fuck what he had to say. Oh, this Lil Wayne. We done heard him talk 20, 30 times. Like, get the nigga who leaked the album. Let's talk to bro. And then you already know when I get on the internet, when I get in front of the cameras, I'm over there. Nah, man, fuck that nigga. Fuck Cash Money. Man, them niggas can come see me. I don't give a fuck. Man, that nigga said fuck DJs, bro. Like, man, that nigga career was on life support. Mixtape saved his life. If it wasn't for them squad up mixtapes and all of them drought mixtapes, man, fuck that nigga, yada, yada, yada. And that became the whole entire marketing campaign for the album.
Damn, Chuck T.
That literally, think about it. If you think about the Carter 3, the first thing that comes to your mind is me leaking the album.
What's up? I got to give a special shout out to my sponsor, the AM Group LLC. Let me tell y'all about the AM Group LLC. The AM Group LLC is an independent distribution company that offers essential services such as internet, home security, energy, identity protection, wireless, and more. Secure your homes and businesses. Get a free consultation from my homegirl, Miss Nori. Email the amgroupllc@gmail.com to schedule your appointment. You can also visit www.isnorinori.com. Click the services tab to check out all the deals that they offer. Salute to my sponsor, the AM Group LLC. Much love. Y'all go check them out. Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about nothing else. What other promotion did they do? You can't even think of it. What did he do to promote the album? They owe me a check. Universal owes me a check, bro. They owe me a check. No, Lil Wayne didn't do no interviews. I think he probably did like 3. But even in those interviews, they asked him about me.
They asked him about you in the
They
interview?
asked him about me. Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got so much free promo out of me.
All right. Let me ask you this, Chuck. I want to go back to the mixtape thing.
Mm-hmm.
Trey the Truth was your first national artist to host a mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to down south slanging, which version you think, what was your biggest one? Whatever artist, what was the biggest one you had?
When me and DJ Drama teamed up.
Oh, okay.
This was right after I had my right after he had his brush with the RIAA.
When they hit him.
When they hit him. So I had already had
Cannon, I think, right?
Him and Don Cannon, yep. So I had already had a little run-in with the RIAA. And niggas just thought I was crying wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas did not believe that the RIAA was really hemming niggas up. They hemmed my older brother up. They ran up in his store, took all the mixtapes out of everything. Pimp, yep. Okay. They took all the mixtapes out of his store and everything. So, and at that point in time, I was Mr. Publicity. So I was the capper before niggas was really capping. You know what I'm saying? Like, before niggas was capping, I was the nigga who was out here screaming at the cameras, going viral, talking crazy. You remember when I was on MTV News for the Obama shit?
No, I don't
You
remember.
remember?
No.
Man, they had a whole special on Obama, and it was because of me, man.
What you talking about?
I was like, fuck Obama, I don't like Obama. You know what I'm saying? Obama, man, he a sellout, this, that, and other. And niggas was like, oh, I can't believe he said it. Now here we are, 10 years later, and people like, yo, Obama didn't really do shit for black people, bro. Obama he wasn't really the best president. But when I was saying it, I was like, nah, bro, sellout, bro. I already know where this is going.
How did they get to MTV, though?
Because it was on the red carpet at the Ozone Awards. I said it to MTV News on the red carpet at the Ozone Awards, and they did a whole segment on it. They had Jeezy, Ludacris, everybody speaking on it.
Was this around the time Jesus had My President is Black?
Yep, hell yeah.
I think it's so crazy.
Yeah. but anyway, so everybody thought I was the boy who cried wolf. Then Drama got hit. Now everybody's scared. You know what I'm saying? And my career has started to sort of rebound from my run-in with the RIAA. So Drama actually reached out to me. Want to do a tape together? Everybody was scared of him. Everybody was scared. Nobody wanted to touch Drama with a 10-foot pole, bro. Because they were scared. Like the nigga Puerto Rico. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga Puerto Rico. But you know Chuck T, fuck it, let's do it, my nigga. Fuck them people, man. Fuck them. Fuck the RIAA. Fuck the feds. Fuck them all. Come on, Drama, let's do it.
What was the name of this mixtape? Was it Gangsta Grillz Down South Slang?
It was a down south slang. He wasn't.
He wanted Gangsta Grillz.
He's the Gangsta Grillz.
So
I wasn't that bold. I don't think I wanted to use Gangsta Grillz either at the time.
Well, you could take the hit on this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was us. We had the cartoon Miami Chaos cover. Man, that shit, bro, it flew off the shelves. That shit flew off the shelves.
DJ Chucks and DJ Charge.
Yeah, it flew off the shelves.
Hey, mixtape DJ, radio DJ. I've heard this story before. I want you to tell this again. How did you become a club DJ?
It actually fell in my lap.
Explain what happened.
You know what I'm saying? It fell in my lap. I had just been practicing. I went and bought some records. I went and bought a little bullshit little DJ battle pack. It was from Gemini. I couldn't even afford Technique 12s. You know, Technique 12s, those are the standard DJ turntables. Those are the OGs. Those are the granddaddies of all turntables. When I first started DJing, like, I couldn't even afford those. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the local record store, bought a little bullshit DJ battle pack. It was 2 Gemini. It was horrible. But it was enough. Right. It was enough. And I practiced, and I would buy records here and there, buy 5 here, 10 there, 5 here, 10 there, 5 here, 10 there. And then a good friend of my sister's who was a party promoter, his name is Lamar Bonaparte. He owns like 3 clubs in Charleston now. He really has elevated from being a promoter, you know, trying to use everybody else's club. Now he has 3 of the nicest spots in the city. Elevation. But anyway, he had 2 competing radio stations doing a party together.
Mistake number one.
Mistake number one. So he had the hosts were from one station, the DJ was from another station. And I guess it just all sort of broke down the day of. You know what I'm saying? I don't know I don't know how it broke down, but I remember he called my sister trying to find a DJ because the DJ said he wasn't going to do it if the other radio station personalities were the host. He wasn't going to do it. So he called my sister, hey, I need a DJ. You know anybody? She was like, my brother can DJ. He was like, I'll pass. And he started calling around. Wasn't nobody available. And finally he called back, was like, asked your brother, can he be to the club in 45 minutes? So I got there and packed up my shit. And I called one of my homies who was DJing. I said, bro, I got a party. I'm scared as a motherfucker. And it was like the biggest white party in the city. So I didn't even get like a small house party or a barbecue to test out.
Get your feet wet.
I went straight in, bro.
First,
yeah, I went straight in. Biggest all white party of the year, bro. Like that's like Lamar was known for his name of his company was 26 Industries. 26 Industries was known for their all white party. And I went out there and, bro, I rocked it.
Killed it.
I rocked it. My homie was handing me records. Here, play this next. Hold on. Here, play this next. And now he's DJing and I'm going through here, play that. People coming to the booth requesting shit. I'm like, hold on. Here, play that. And that just goes to the motto. I said it a few times tonight at the Music and Business Speaker Series, and I say it all the time. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Yep.
Like, I can't remember how many opportunities have come to me because everything was sort of planned and mapped out. Most of the stuff that comes to me, the big opportunities, the ones that mean something, bow. They just matriculate out of thin air, and I got to take advantage of it right then and there.
Yeah.
That's like the same. That's the situation with the NBA. That fell in my lap, and I just had to be ready.
We're gonna talk about that too. Let me ask you this. I guess it's something that artists need to hear. Explain the difference between a club DJ and a mixtape DJ, and who will be the most important to an artist's career?
They're both equally as important, or they were as equally as important. You know, mixtapes have
Trying to playlist.
They've turned the playlist, and then, you know, once they get released on a platform, anybody can get them.
Let me say this.
You see what I'm saying? So the draw with mixtapes was getting it early, getting it first, getting it fast. You know, breaking artists, breaking records. But once you put that record on a streaming platform, on all the streaming platforms, it sort of takes the power away. And I feel like that's why we don't have the influx of new artists that we have. Artists are all fighting for some type of position. Like, it's hard to break nowadays without the mixtape circuit. Because people used to buy Chuck T CDs, buy DJ Clue CDs, buy DJ 31 Degrees CDs, buy Cutmaster C and K Slay CDs just to hear new shit. I don't want to hear what's on the radio. I don't really like what's on BET, Rap City. Like, all of the avenues that we use to break records have been taken from us. And that was by design. The record labels want everything to come through them.
Right.
And if you know, the record labels will sit on an artist for the fuck of it. If an artist maybe does something or says something, they can sit on an artist. And that artist can't do anything now, but back in the day, he could go to the mixtape circuit. Right. Now he can tour. Now he can do parties. He can do shows. He can do features. And he's going around the label, and he's forcing the label to actually move.
So
nowadays,
open their budget up. Right.
Nowadays, you just stuck, bro. Like, you just stuck. But now it's a different ball game. But before, they were equally as important, because a mixtape DJ breaks records, breaks artists, takes artists from being unknown to making them known. A club DJ takes you from just being okay to being a household name and a global superstar.
Okay. And that's the difference between the two. Yeah.
That's the difference between the two. Yeah. Mixtape DJs or mixtapes were known for breaking artists. Club DJs are known for blowing artists up.
Okay. Now I want to talk about talent versus budget. when it comes to DJs. What I mean by that, we've had this conversation before off camera. Years ago, in the ancient days, I guess, DJs took pride in taking a record that nobody have heard, that was a hot record, and be like, I'm finna be the first one to play this. And once I play it, and it start to take off, you're gonna remember that you heard it in my club first, or on my mixtape first, or that I was the first one to play this record. This is a hot record, and nobody else has heard it. I'm finna be the one to break this record. Fast forward to now. Now a DJ, I'm not playing your shit unless you got some money.
At least you got that
You
paper.
feel me? Now back in the day, it could be like, I don't give a fuck how much money you got. Your record whack, bro. I can't play this in my rotation. This shit whack. I don't give a fuck what the budget is. Now, I don't give a fuck how whack the record is. You got a budget, I'll play it. How did it go from that? How did we get to that point? So, well, it ain't about breaking records, just by I play anything as long as you play me. When it was about, you can't pay me shit because the record ain't hot enough. How do we get to that?
When hip hop first started, you had the DJ and the artist as one.
All right.
All right. You have Run DMC, you had Grandmaster Flash and the Funky Four. I mean, it was always a unit. You had Salt and Pepper and Spinderella.
Right.
It was always a unit. As that unit broke up, which was also by design from the record labels, you know, because a lot of times the DJ was the producer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The DJ was the producer. You got the MCs, you got the DJ is the producer. You break them up, you cause a wedge, and now we can put our producers in and we can run your budget up like crazy. You know what I'm saying? We can slide in our producers and we can get your DJ who makes your hot beats to come work with this artist over here. So it was always about division, right? So once the division between the DJ and the artist happened, and one side, because right now it's crazy. That's all you see is DJs and artists go at each other's throats. And before, you couldn't have one without the other. Like every artist had a DJ. Every DJ had 2 or 3 artists that they fucked with heavy. Like, these my people. Nowadays, all you see is them fighting on the internet. But, you know, the DJs felt like they were being left behind. So, I'm gonna break your record. I broke it for free. Now I see you getting $50,000 a show, but you're not even using the DJ for your show. You walking up and handing the sound man a flash drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got no live DJ in your set. The only time you get a DJ is when you go on tour. All right? And then if I was your producer, now you over here working with all these other producers, but I was the nigga who helped make your hits.
Right.
So eventually it got to the point where it was like, yeah, I put in this work, I help you get to this point, you're not giving me shit. So now every new artist that comes and wants my help, yeah, let me get that now. Let me get mine now, because ain't no guarantee you're going to pay me later. I feel the same way a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Because I had these artists come to me and they, bro, how much you charge for this? How much you charge for that? How much you charge for that? I listen to the record and I'm like, man, this shit go hard. Like, I could really mash the gas on this. And yeah, give me $1,000. Because now I'm thinking in my head, what's his loyalty like? I don't even know. I don't even want to find out. I don't work for free way too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't work for free. I don't plug niggas in with labels, and I done plug people in with the radio. I done put people on stage in front of 20,000, 15,000 people, and this is all stuff I've really done. And a lot of these artists have gotten situation, they ain't give me shit. They didn't reach back. I got a dap and a thank you. You know what I'm saying? I got a dap and a thank you. So people are only gonna be able to do that for you, but so many times before you're like, no. Give me mine now. Give me my money now.
Have somebody that came to you with a whack-ass record with a budget, and you like, man, I still ain't playing this shit, bro.
Happens all the time.
But they got the money, Chuck.
But now I'm comfortable, so I don't even really need the money. I don't give a fuck. I'm the brand now. You know, at one point in time, DJs were trying to latch on to these artists to help themselves and to build a brand off of, oh, I'm so-and-so's DJ, I'm so-and-so's DJ, I'm so-and-so's DJ. And they still do that now. It's even more now than it was back in the day. I'm one of the last of the breed of I'm the superstar. I can stand on my own. These other DJs, they have to attach themselves to an artist.
Yes.
I feel like me and DJ Scream, like that whole class right there, we're the last group of DJs where we didn't need an artist. Like the artist came to fuck with us. Like the artist came, boy, I gotta see Chuck T, I gotta see Scream, I gotta see Smalls, I gotta see Drama. Who do you hear that about nowadays? You don't hear none of these artists like, yeah, I gotta go see this nigga, I gotta go see that nigga. If you hear it, it's about still us. It's still about us. We are the last class of DJs. I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't any more DJs.
I know what you mean.
But
I know what you're talking about.
There was a wave of I gotta go see that nigga. I gotta go see Bigger Rankin. Like here we are in our 40s and 50s, and people still saying they gotta come see us. You don't hear them saying they gotta go see these DJs who are in their 20s and early 30s. You don't hear them say that.
As a DJ, every artist want their music played. They want their song on the playlist. They want you to play them in their club. What's the biggest headache you get when people approach you? Like, man, this shit again?
Music not being mixed and mastered. The quality is horrible. That's the thing that irritates me the most. I'm used to people coming up to me and wanting to talk my head off. I'm used to people saying they the hottest in the city. I got the biggest record. Fuck with me. You already know what's going on. I got the money. I'm used to that shit. I've been dealing with that for over 2 decades. But bruh, there's no reason why the music 20 years ago sounds better quality-wise than the music now. We have all this technology. It's like they go and download it off YouTube at the lowest fucking bit rate. They don't even try to do the 320. They don't do the 320. They don't do the 192 or the 128. Then they just go get the 96. The 96 is FM radio quality. Look, we getting technical. We getting technical, y'all. We getting technical. Bro, if you gonna go download something off YouTube, go get the 320, man. Download the 320. That way it sound like exactly like what it sound like on the internet. You know, because I have to download a lot of records off of the internet because these artists don't give out DJ packs. Right. They don't service the records no more. Right. So I have to go on YouTube sometimes and download the records, and the programs I use always give me a choice of the bit rate that I can download the record at. I always go for the top 320. But it's like, y'all niggas go get the 96, y'all take it to the studio, y'all record it, y'all don't even let the engineer put the premix on it. You know, not even just a little touch up, you know? Like, y'all don't let the engineer, even when the engineer be like, yeah, it sound good, let me put a little, nah, let me get that shit, bro.
You know what they say? I booked the album, this song done, on to the next. I got 5 minutes.
I was about to say, they try to squeeze in too much and too much, and a lot of that, you know, a lot of that comes from when I first started rapping. I had my brothers paying for my studio time. Them niggas used to tell me, hey, before you go in the studio, memorize that song, bro. We not going in the studio. You not writing in the studio. You not about to be in there doing a bunch of takes and punching in. Like, bro, write your verses out. Say them shit 20, 30 times. Memorize that motherfucker. And when we go in the studio, bow. Knock it out. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I used to go in the studio, even my engineer at the time, he used to be like, bro, yo, you something special, my nigga. He used to think that I would come off of my dome with it, but I wouldn't come off of my dome with it. I had already wrote it out. I wrote out the first verse, hook, second verse, third verse. If I had a third verse, I knew my ad-libs. I was one take Hove on them. I was one take.
Right, Rick?
Yeah, I was one take. I would come in the studio and have it already taken care of because I respected the money that my people were putting up. Right. And I feel like these niggas now, they don't respect none of that shit. Like, they spend so much time punching in that they can have a song done in 30 minutes, but it takes the full 2 hours to do one song because you all right, hold on. Then they gotta run it back, you gotta think about it. They say, okay, all right, hold on, all right, I'm ready. Then they gotta punch you in again. Then it's like, all right, hold on, let me think about the rest. Play it back. Oh wait, hold on, no, play it back again. And now that so you done wasted 3 hours in the studio on one song.
Right.
I had somebody do that the other day.
Right.
Look, so now when the engineer is telling you paid for 3 hours now, the engineer like, man, let me put a little premix on it, bro. You like, shh, boy, how much is it for another hour? $50? Man, bro, like, just let me get that.
My thing, you know what I think dudes be doing that shit, bro? I think that come from that Jay-Z and Lil Wayne mentality.
It does.
I don't write shit down no more.
But they
I
did.
take pride in writing my and
I took
reading
pride
off
in
the
writing.
paper, bro. Like,
But Jay-Z writes in his head. He just doesn't use a pen and pad, but he thinks about everything before he goes in the booth.
That's where that whole style comes from.
That's where it comes from.
I don't write no more.
And now part of the problem is I'm with you. I've been recording for over 20 years now. When I first started, my home setup was $2,500. Now they can spend $100 and you recording, you know, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, whatever. So the overall quality of music has came down.
The overall quality altogether.
And they hear the ones that blow up and be like, oh, you know, that shit straight. Like that didn't sound the greatest, but it still went. So this is cool.
And you know, I know the Baby does a lot of punching in, but he has multi-million-dollar engineers. He records in multi-million-dollar studios. You can't hear it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You could at first.
You could certain songs you could hear it. Certain songs you can still hear it. You can hear the overlap, but you can't hear the difference in how he punched in on
tone,
this.
you hear the tone,
the different volume and all that.
Yeah.
These niggas shit, you can hear the different volume and everything, bro. The first 4 bars loud, the next 4 bars, and them niggas be off beat like a motherfucker. Everybody used to say like, what's up with these offbeat rappers and they rapping off? No, they didn't go in there rapping off beat. That wasn't the goal. They were getting punched in and they missing the punch points. I remember, I forgot who it was who said that they were recording the Migos and they used to always have to nudge
That's tedious as fuck. Right
yeah,
now.
they said they used to have to nudge the tracks, the vocals to be on beat with the track. They had to quantize and do all that other shit just to get it to hit.
That's tedious right there.
Man, you'll cut out this phrase, slide it over. Then the next phrase might be all right, but then this phrase you got to slide it a little bit.
That's tedious as hell, right?
But if only a good engineer can pull that off.
Right.
These niggas is people who just literally download like a cracked version of Pro Tools or Logic, and they just in there fucking around, just trying to learn as they go.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to get everything timed up. They don't know that a lot of time the program, they got functions and effects that will do it for you.
Yep.
So when I be listening to music on the Reverb, on my music review show, that be the one thing I'm like, bro, I turn it off quick. I'm like, call me old school, whatever. You ain't hitting them pockets, bro. You ain't hitting them beats. I'm turning this shit off. You giving me a headache.
Let me ask you this, Chuck. Have an artist ever approached you and you kind of ignored him and shun him off, and then he blew up and he was like, damn, that nigga right there came to me some years ago, man, and I didn't fuck with him, but look at him now.
No, that hasn't happened, but I will say J. Cole, this is like a big fumble. When J. Cole was moving around, it took him a while to this is when he first signed with Roc Nation. It took him a while to get going. He released a few songs that didn't really catch. And I was like, bro, like, why hasn't he come to Charlotte? Why doesn't he go to Charleston? Why ain't he go to Myrtle Beach? Why ain't he in Columbia? He's in none of these places? They was moving him around up north. And I remember I put out a tweet. I didn't think the tweet was gonna go viral, but eventually it went viral. I was like, bro, J. Cole gonna end up flopping if he don't come down here and fuck with us niggas in the Carolinas. Like, bro, we ain't seen this nigga ever. Like, they keep trying to run him through New York. That shit ain't gonna work. He got to come down here and fuck with us. And I remember all the DJs was retweeting it. Yeah, I ain't never seen that nigga. Yeah, he ain't never came through the city. You know, like, I don't know what Jay-Z them niggas doing, man. He need to come down here, fuck with the cat. He need to fuck with us, this, that, and the other. And J. Cole ended up seeing it. And he didn't at me, but he said, niggas don't know. He said, niggas don't know the work that I put in in my own hometown, you know, I'm going to blow regardless of what niggas think. And sure enough, that nigga blew up. Like, you cannot underestimate the power of Jay-Z and Rock Nation. Like, every other nigga gonna have to go through the local channels. J. Cole did not have to go through the local channels. Jay-Z and them bet the house on that boy. And I remember I bumped into him one time, and
You know you was.
he knew who I was. He ain't say nothing, but I was working with Betty Grind, who was an artist from Charlotte who was making a lot of noise at one point in time, and we did a big concert. I think the radio station had a huge concert that had Betty Grind open up for J. Cole. So I was in Betty Grind's dressing room. J. Cole and them had just got into the building, and I think it was the people from the radio who was like, "Oh, Betty, come meet J. Cole. Come meet J. Cole. You know, like, yeah, y'all niggas need the politics, this, that, and other, yada, yada, yada." So I'm just sitting in the chair because I'm like, damn, I done talk shit about the man. so I ain't even about to go say nothing. I'm not even about to be that fake ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? I done talk shit about it. Love his music. You know what I'm saying? But I talk shit about the man, and you know, I ain't about to be that dude. So Betty and them, they over there taking pictures with J. Cole. They dapping him up, everybody. And Betty like, "Yo, Chuck, come fuck with it." So I'm like, oh, shit. So I get up, I walk over. He was like, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole, I know you know Chuck T. You done heard of Chuck T, you know Chuck." And J. Cole was like, "Chuck T, huh?" "Yeah, no. I'm familiar with you. That's exactly how he did. He said, no, I'm familiar with you. And I dapped him up, he dapped me up, and then he walked off. But I was like, that was his way of saying, like, yeah, I see.
I know you.
Yeah, I see you, nigga. Yeah, I see you. Yeah.
Hey, so then one time, Troy Ave approached you before he broke, right?
Yep, Troy Ave.
Give us a Troy
Troy Ave definitely approached me a few times before he broke. And he wanted to do a mixtape with me called "Send Him Down South." And he was like, "Yeah, man, you know, one of the things that we always say up north when a motherfucker get in trouble is send him down south. You know, go send him down south with his grandmama, with his aunties, because everybody's from the south. So that's one thing they always threaten you with, send him down south. So let's do it. Let's do a mixtape called "Send Him Down South." And I was like, I don't know. We could do the mixtape. I don't know if that'd be a name, but let's do it. But at that point, Troy was so in and out with it. Like 1 minute he was hard with the music, he was going hard. Then the next minute I ain't hear from Troy Ave in 6 months. Then next thing you know, "Yo, Chuck, yo, fuck with me, Chuck." Then I don't hear from Troy for like 6-7 months. And then shit, he ended up, it was years later. It may have been like maybe 7-8 years later, boom. That's when he exploded. And I remember he was DMing me. He was like, yeah, repost my shit. So I was reposting this shit for him, this, that, and other. And then I was like, shit, what's up with the mixtape? You know what I'm saying? Let's do that "Send Him Down South," bro.
Now you'll do it.
Yeah, I was like, let's do the "Send Him." Well, shit, he was the one who was inconsistent. I was always moving. I never fell off. But I was like, let's do the "Send Him Down South." And I saw he read it, and he didn't reply.
That's your answer right there.
Yeah, he didn't reply. Yeah. But he was still, you know, hit me in the DMs. "Hey, Chuck, yo, what's up? Shit, dropped a new single, bro. What's your email? I'm going to shoot it to you. You know, this, that, and other." So I think he was just off of the mixtape shit at that point.
Okay, all right.
I think he was just off of it. He was off of it.
A few more things I want to cover. Let's talk about the Reverb show online.
Yes, sir.
You play a bunch of unsigned independent artists, and where you going with that? I mean, what's the point behind that? And what's your goal? What you trying to do with that?
One thing that I've always seen is artists, they never get professional advice on their music. All right? And they hop out here, and I know it's like this in Charlotte. I know it's like that every place else. Every 2-3 years, there's a label that just comes out of nowhere, starts spending a bunch of money. Just a bunch of money, just throwing money everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And the music don't be hitting on shit. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you don't hear from them no more. So I know in mainly in Charlotte, but in the Carolinas, it happens every 3-4 years. A record label come out of nowhere, just spend a bunch of fucking money. The music don't be hot. They try to force it down everybody's throat, and then they run out of money, and then they bitter and jaded. But The whole time you didn't bother to ask nobody, was the song even hot that y'all was trying to push? And not just that, but it happens with a lot of the younger artists, the independent artists. They have in their mind what they feel like is gonna be a dope record, and they put a lot of effort into pushing the record, and the record goes nowhere, and then probably a month or so later, you hear a record that they have that's hot, and you're like, damn, you should have pushed that first. Cause that shit, like, whose opinion are y'all getting? People are getting the opinion of their cousins, their brothers, their sisters, their mamas, their daddies, their baby mamas, their homies and all nieces, nephews, everybody. And none of those people in the music business. None of those people in the music industry. So I started to Reverb because I would always get a ton of emails on a daily basis saying, check this out for me, Chuck. Check this out for me. Let me know what you think. I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your advice. And niggas would be like, yo, do I need to Cash App you something to listen to it? I need to hit your PayPal for something to listen to it. I need to listen to it now. So I was like, hell yeah, if you about to pay me to listen to it and give you a critique, hell yeah, hit the Cash App, hit my PayPal, hit my Zelle. And when the pandemic came, we was all stuck in the house.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a wave of everybody DJing live. So I started off DJing live, but then that's when Facebook started hitting people with them violations. They started hitting people with the copyright violations. Yeah. So they would mute my live, they would end my live, they would do all that. But something hit me and I said, well, damn. I see this nigga TJ from TJ's DJs.
Shout out to TJ Chapman. Shout out to TJ.
He's doing music reviews online. They're not muting his shit because these are independent artists. Right. Half this stuff ain't copywritten anyway. It's not even on streaming platforms. He's doing music reviews online, and he's getting reviews from everybody, from everywhere. I'm gonna do the same thing because I'm already doing it, but I'm gonna just do it live. And I'm going to add my own little flair to it. I'm going to add my own little spice and pizzazz to it. And shit, it took off. That's all I can say. I went live. I did my first one. And the first one was pretty successful. So I do it 3 days a week now. Okay. I do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. on my Facebook and Instagram Live. And, man, I hear some really, really good records. I get so many artists who like, bro, thank you, bro. Like, I listened to everything you said. And I've had artists who brought me records. I was like, boy, you got to get, I done told them you need to get it mixed and mastered. I'd probably get somebody to re-sing the hook who knows how to sing. I would probably redo the verses. I would touch them up. Too many gaps in the verses, filling them gaps. You trying to stretch words out, don't stretch your words, add in a word, make sure you hit them pockets, go back in. And I've had people actually take my advice. Bro, I listened to everything you said. I fixed the song, listen to it. And the songs be hot. And I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, you actually did what I told you to do, and then you actually did it, and it's hot. So we both happy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, I gave great advice. And not only did I give the advice, but he took the advice, and now he's sending it back to me, and that shit hard. You know what I'm saying? And I've had a artist, he goes by the name of Lowski. He started off on the Reverb Music Review. Now he signed to Maybach Music. Okay. And then another artist, he goes by the name of Baby J. Him and his manager, T. Rich, they were always submitting music. And, these artists just want to know, what song do I push, bro? I got 4 songs I'm sitting on that I feel are hot. Let me ask a DJ. You know what I'm saying? And shit, they took those records, they pushed those records, and now Baby J is signed to Slip and Slide. Okay. So I tell artists all the time, I don't take responsibility for them getting signed because I didn't walk them in anywhere, but I do take responsibility for pointing them in the right direction. Yeah. That lets me know that, my expertise and my vision and my insight and my knowledge about the music and my ear for music isn't old and dated. I'm still helping artists make hit records and point them in the right direction today the same way I was 15 years ago.
Gotcha. The music business class, the foundation music business. Give us a little insight on that, man.
So one thing that I've always seen in the music industry is artists sell tons of records and end up broke. Right?
Yes.
And we're not even talking about the mismanagement of the money. A lot of times I'm talking about the artists just never get the money to even mismanage.
Yeah.
Right? You know, they're selling tens of millions of records, and they're like, shit, I ain't get no money. I didn't even get no money to fuck up. They gave me $250,000.
Advance.
That's my advance.
Yeah.
People only live off that for 1 year. That's some people's yearly salary. Sometimes people live off that for 2 years. All right? I lived off of it for 2 years, and now I'm broke. Like anybody else would be if you got $250,000, you had to pay taxes on it. You know, and I literally stretched it out for 2 years like the rest of y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? If you worked and you got $250,000, and after that you didn't get no more paychecks, you would be broke in 6 months the same way I am. So I started trying to figure out, like, how does that happen? Like, how do you sell all those records and you never got anything back? So I did a deep dive into learning about what goes on behind the scenes, and learned about contracts. I learned about the different clauses in contracts. I learned about protection and payment, and you know how you sign away these rights, you sign away these rights. You know, you sign away this percentage of your income, you sign away that percentage of your income, and voila, now you have nothing. You know what I'm saying? You sign away your 6 exclusive rights, and you don't get paid what they're worth. All right? Or you get paid an upfront check, and you're not even thinking about the residuals.
No back end, no recoupment, none of that.
You're not thinking about the residuals. And naturally, contracts are worded, especially music industry contracts, they're worded to be deceptive. You can ask any type of lawyer, criminal lawyer, real estate attorney, insurance attorney. You can ask any of these attorneys what field is the trickiest to maneuver in, and they'll tell you entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment. Entertainment is the trickiest. And so I studied, I deep dove, I interviewed people, I talked to people, I read for easily about 3 years straight, and I built the curriculum from the ground up for the foundation of music. Going into my 4th year, and I'm changing lives, bro. I'm changing lives. I'm teaching people how to protect their rights, how to get paid, how to follow the money, how to find the money, and how to prevent people from taking it. I'm teaching them what their creations are worth, so that when they do sit down with these labels and with these investors, they're not selling themselves short.
So, right.
Because, you know, a lot of people say, oh, don't sell your masters, don't sell your publishing. Man, look, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. If that motherfucker ain't making nothing now, sell that bitch.
It's a price for everything.
Yep.
It's a price for everything.
I'm trying to make sure that they get that money's worth out of it.
Right.
All right, if my masters and my publishing is worth $10 million, I'm trying to get you to $10 million. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to let you understand what you're signing away. So when you sit down at the table, you're like, wait, hold on, no. I'm supposed to get paid off of this for the rest of my life. So if you want it and you want to pay me a lump sum, this what you gonna give me.
Right.
You're not about to get it for pennies.
Right.
You about to pay me millions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you can decide to keep it. Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna hold on to it. Yeah. I want you to be able to walk into those meetings and know exactly what's going on. Because a lot of times the lawyers are in bed with the labels.
Especially if it's a label appointed lawyer.
Especially if it's a label appointed lawyer.
They work for them.
Especially if it's a lawyer in New York. And all of the labels are in New York.
Yeah.
You can say what you want. You always got to go to New York to get the business done.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The label, the South runs the game, Atlanta runs the game, Memphis runs the game. You always got to go to New York to get the business done.
Norris said that too. Norris said it on Drink Champs. Y'all still got to come holler at us.
Still got to go to New York.
He said that.
Still got to go to New York.
He said
Still got to go to New York to get the business done. And when you go to New York to get the business done, you're going to the lion's den, bro. New York is the lion's den. That is the motherfucking wolf's lair right there, bro. So you got the labels and then you got the attorneys. And all of the good entertainment attorneys are in New York or in California. And if there are any good entertainment attorneys, they all work for the labels because the labels is who pay the most money. So you go to New York, you go to LA, you feel like you got an attorney that's on your side, and really, he's not.
Yeah, right.
So I tell people, sure, you can get a good attorney, but you need to know what's going on.
Exactly.
And I'm teaching them what's going on.
Music, foundation, music, business
Foundation
class.
of music. Yep.
My last thing with you, man. Industry night with the Charlotte Hornets, man.
Yes, sir.
What's up with that? What we? Chuck C had a contract with the Charlotte Hornets.
Yes,
DJ
sir.
and basketball. How the hell that come together, bro?
Look, first of its kind in the NBA. All right, first of its kind in the NBA. Basically, music and sports have always been intertwined. Rap music and sports have always been intertwined, especially basketball. You have Allen Iverson who was rapping. Kobe tried rapping. Shaq was rapping.
Kobe trash.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he tried. He definitely tried. But you have all of these Damian Lillard. All these NBA stars rapping, bro. Music and basketball go hand in hand. Hip hop music and basketball. Even if you're just talking about the hip hop culture in general, basketball is part of hip hop fucking culture. All right? It's right there with graffiti and fashion and everything else. Basketball right there is part of hip hop. So it was a marriage that was gonna happen eventually, but the Hornets were the ones that make it happen because of the success of The Baby and Stunner for Vegas.
Okay. All right.
The Hornets needed to tap into a demographic that had always sort of escaped them. You know, it was cool for apparel. The city always supported the Hornets, whether it be a starter jacket or a hat. You know, you go to Charlotte, you see people got their cars painted in the purple and teal. They got the Charlotte Hornet logo on the side of their cars. You see the flags flying on the cars. But nobody was coming to the games.
Okay. All right.
All right? People just love the team because, you know, they hometown support. They just love the team. They love the colors. The logo is dope as fuck. You know, but people were still hanging on to the days when we had Dale Curry, Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Grandmama. Shout out to Larry Johnson. Bro, fuck with me heavy, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I fuck with Larry Johnson. He fuck with me heavy. He reached out to me on some shit like, bro, I see what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He did me a drop and everything for music industry night. But people were still holding on to the glory days. They're like, yeah, fuck all that. We need butts in the seats now. So what can we do to tap into that demographic and put butts in seats? And shit, Chuck T just kept coming up in every conversation. So they called me, we sat down, we juggled some numbers around. Shout out to my homie Shelby, and shout out to my homie Barry. They're the ones who came up with the whole idea and all that other good stuff. And man, it's the biggest alley-oop ever. You know, they said, look, bro, make this happen, it's yours. I made it happen. I put butts in seats. I organized the event. I got all of the artists who performed. I secured an overwhelming majority of the panelists. And man, everything worked out great and shit. It's mine.
Chuck C got a contract with the Charlotte Hornets. How you
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ballin'.
Yes, sir. So
literally, huh?
yeah, balling literally. You know, I
Literally, yeah.
never was good at basketball, but boy, I'm on a motherfucking NBA basketball court. You know what I'm saying? I love it too. It's a great event because it's a educational event and it's entertaining as well. We have a music conference during the day. They let us go down to the court. We had a music conference on the court. We have performances on the court. Then naturally you get to watch the team warm up early. Then you get to watch the game. And then we have a concert after the game on the court, all for one price.
Dope. All right.
Yep.
Dope. All right, before we get out here, Chuck, I got to do this thing with you called the Pick One Challenge.
Okay. All right, let's
Name
do it.
two things and you pick one.
All right, let's go.
You ready?
I'm ready.
First one. DJ Khaled or DJ Drama?
DJ Drama.
DJ Who Kid or DJ Clue?
DJ Who Kid.
DJ K Slay or Funk Master Flex?
K-Slay all day. Rest in peace.
NBA Youngboy or Kodak Black? Boosie or Kevin Gates?
Boosie.
BG or Juvenile?
BG. All day.
Big Facts Podcast or Drink Champs?
Ooh, that's hard. I'm gonna go with Drink Champs.
Drink Champs.
We'll go with Drink Champs. That was a hard one.
Drink Champs, that's your choice?
Yeah, that's my choice. That was a hard one.
Master P or Birdman?
That's a hard one too, but I'm gonna go with P.
P? All right.
I'm gonna go with P. I'm gonna go with P.
Suge Knight or Jay Prince?
Which one? Hold on, because
Have you want to judge?
Which one is like who had a bigger empire, or who has a bigger, who's a better businessman? Like what?
They can go either. They can go either way. Both. Suge was a good businessman too.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, well, you know, I'm gonna have to go with Suge.
Suge, all right.
I'm gonna have to go with Suge.
Lil Kim or Nicki Minaj?
Lil Kim all day. Lil Kim all day. Queen Bee.
For sure. Eve or Trina?
Trina.
8 Ball and MJG or 3 6 Mafia?
8 Ball and MJG. They more my style. I love 3 6 Mafia too, but I love that pimp shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Ghetto Boys or UGK?
UGK all day, bro.
Goodie Mob or Outkast?
I'm gonna have to pass on that.
Damn, really tough. You ain't got an answer.
That's a tie.
You ain't got no answer for that?
That's an even tie, bro. That's a tie.
I mean, they come from the same family.
Yeah, that's a tie.
Yeah.
That's like asking me to choose which one of my kids you want me to. Which one of your kids do you want to kill, bro? You gotta choose a kid. Only one of them can live. Which one?
Death Row or Bad Boy?
Death Row.
Death Row?
Death Row. Hell yeah.
Rap City or 106 in Park?
Rap City. Rap City. That's without a doubt. No question.
Last one. Eazy-E or Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre.
Dre.
Go with Dre.
Dr. Dre, that's what's up.
We'll go with Dre.
That's a pick one challenge. Well, this is your boy Maal The Pimp, a.k.a. MTP, and that was another edition of the Pimpoholic TV Podcast. My very special guest all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina, DJ Chuck T. And as y'all know, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, at Maal The Pimp. Go to my website, www.maalthepimp.com, and go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is called Pimpoholic TV. And Chuck, before I get out here, give me information so they can follow your social media, YouTube, all that shit, so they can.
Everything is DJ Chuck T. Everything is at DJ Chuck T. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and the website is djchuckt.com. Everything Chuck T. And it's trademarked too. So you can try to take it, and I'm gonna hit you with a cease and desist.
My guy DJ Chuck T, and this has been another edition of Pimpoholic TV Podcast, and we out here. Salute.